What's up guys, in this video I'm comparing the OnePlus Nord CE 5G with the Apple iPhone 12. So the OnePlus Nord CE 5G, which the CE stands for Core Edition, is an affordable mid-range from OnePlus. It is the successor to the original OnePlus Nord, which was launched 1 year ago. It's a very intriguing phone. It's only being launched and available in the UK and in India. And I'm going to compare it with the flagship iPhone 12, which costs twice as much, or should cost twice as much, as the Nord CE 5G. Now, the Nord CE 5G, it should be a phone that sits in between the Nord and the N10 5G from OnePlus. And those phones were $300 and $500. So this Nord CE is a little bit in the middle. So expect this one to be around somewhere north of $300 to $400, as opposed to the $800 iPhone 12. So the build of the Nord CE is going to be glass front, plastic frame, plastic back, while the iPhone 12 flagship has a glass front, glass back, aluminum frame. So obviously the better build quality, the iPhone 12. The CE is a step down from having a really good build quality from the original Nord, so this one's going down a bit in quality. The Nord CE is also a dual SIM variant, while the iPhone 12 has a nano SIM card and an eSIM built in. That's great for travelers or having two different phone numbers and two different SIM cards for data plans. The iPhone 12 has IP68 dust and water resistance, which the Nord CE is probably not going to have. But you got to think about it. That's one of the areas where you got a $400 device mid-range versus an iPhone 12 flagship. Those are those type of things that make the differences in IP rating. For the display, the Nord CE has a 6.4-inch AMOLED display, 90 Hertz refresh rate, while the iPhone 12 is a 6.1-inch Super Retina display, which with only 60 Hertz refresh rate. And for the resolution, they're very similar. The Nord has a 1080p Full HD display resolution, which comes down to 409 ppi, which is good for that price. The iPhone 12 has a little bit north of 1080p screen, 1170, which breaks down to 460 ppi, but you know, it's $800 versus $400. For the software, the Nord CE has the newest Android 11 with Oxygen OS on top, so it's a stock version of Android for the most part, with a little bit of OnePlus on top, while iPhone has the newest iOS 14. Both of these are going to get updates in the future, but iPhone 12 is going to get probably more updates than the Nord CE. But one's $400, one's $800. For the chipset, the Nord CE doesn't have a flagship chipset. It has a pretty good one, though. It has Qualcomm Snapdragon 750 5G. iPhone 12 has the A14 Bionic. Both of these are very good chipsets. They're going to run all your basic apps, most apps found in their respective app store, your YouTube, your messaging, your social media, your maps, all that good stuff is going to run very good on both of these devices with those chipsets. For the internal storage, they both start off at 64 gigs. You get 6 gigs of RAM on the Nord CE, you got 4 gigs of RAM on the iPhone 12. So 6 gigs of RAM is going to be okay for $400. Sounds decent enough. Although you got more cheaper phones or more lower price phones that have the same 6 gigs of RAM, such as the Nord N10 5G, versus the iPhone 12's 4 gigs of RAM, which all iPhones pretty much run smooth, those flagships, when they first come out, because iOS uses RAM very efficiently. But the amount of storage is kind of a disappointment in both of these phones, but it's more respectable on the Nord CE because of that lower price point. I like to see 128 gigs at the bare minimum. It's what a lot of lower end phones are doing. And there's no expandable storage on the Nord CE 5G. For the main camera system, you got 3 cameras on the Nord CE: a 64 megapixel main camera, 8 megapixel ultra wide, 2 megapixel depth. iPhone 12 has 2 12 megapixel cameras. One is an ultra wide, and they both film video in 4K. I'm going to go out on a limb and say that the iPhone 12 is going to have the better camera overall with the video and for the pictures, but the Nord CE will give you very respectable results, especially at $400. If you're not really into video and photography, both of these will be very pleasing to the eye. Selfie camera, you got a 16 megapixel shooter on the Nord CE, you got a 12 megapixel camera on the iPhone 12 for the selfie, 1080p video for the Nord, 4K on the iPhone 12. The Nord CE has a headphone jack, while the iPhone 12 does not, so a bigger win for the $400 Nord having the headphone jack. Both of these phones will connect great for wireless devices. You got Bluetooth 5.1 on the Nord CE. You got iPhone 12 with the Bluetooth 5.0. Both of these will be great to connect to your wireless devices such as a watch, headphones, speakers, and stuff. Both have NFC, which is mostly used for payments. You got USB Type-C on the Nord. You got Lightning on the iPhone 12. Now, this is going to be a little bit different for the fingerprint reader unlocking on the Nord CE. It's a mid-range with $400, and it has under the display. So that's kind of a flagship feature, mid-range to flagship feature in a $400 device. Very impressive. While the iPhone 12 sticks to that Face ID, both of these are very reliable ways to unlock your device. Battery, Nord CE 4500 milliamps, iPhone 12 2815. Both of these should give you a good battery life for most of the day, although a lot of Android phones have 5,000, 6,000 milliamp batteries, especially on 5G. So this is just average, not too bad. The Nord CE also has fast charging at 30 watts, so you could charge 70% in 30 minutes. The iPhone 12 also has fast charging at 20 watts, charges 50% in 30 minutes, and it also has MagSafe charging. So in general, what are my thoughts when I compare both of these devices? Well, it's just another story of you have a very good $400 mid-range phone versus a flagship that does everything very, very well, but it is pricey. Here in 2021, you're going to get a lot of nice Android phones that are $400, $500 and below. And this is a perfect example of a mid-range phone offering flagship level specs. Some of them, for example, the in-display fingerprint reader, that's more of a higher end mid-range or a flagship feature, and it's found in this device is probably gonna come out for $400. OnePlus is gonna give this device a couple of years of updates, which is gonna be good. And this is a very good example of just a mid-range phone that was good with the Nord, and it went down a little bit. It sacrificed some areas such as the build quality, but I mean the overall package is very nice for $400. One of the big downsides though to the Nord CE is that just like the previous Nord, it's only available in the UK and in India, so it's very limited on who could buy this device and actually use it. So here in the US, unfortunately, we're not going to get this device. The iPhone 12, I mean, it's obviously going to be the better overall device. It is a flagship. It's $800, but it does everything well. It has a very good camera set. It has a build quality. It has the fastest processor. It has all your Apple apps, such as iMovie, FaceTime, iMessage, AirDrop, all that good stuff. And you're getting all those updates, timely updates. You're gonna get that total package with Apple. But is it worth it paying $800 versus $400 on the Nord CE? Well, it really depends, and these are two areas where I would say get the Nord CE. If you don't really care about making a lot of video and content creation, that's more reserved for the iPhone 12. And if you don't care about those extra apps that are only found on iOS, such as, like I mentioned, iMessage, FaceTime, yada yada yada. If you don't care about those two things, I would definitely get the Nord CE at $400. It is just a better overall value, very slick device, and you won't be disappointed. Well, there you go, guys. That was my comparison, the OnePlus Nord CE 5G and the iPhone 12. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one.